Okay, radio check.
I'm ready. You guys ready?
Here. Ready.
Okay.
Hi everyone, it's Val. Welcome to another Track Reduction Sisters podcast episode. Today I will be joined by Raych and Niamh. We will be reviewing the eventful, to say the least, Imola Grand Prix. So let's enable the DRS.
Yay!
We needed
DRS. Yes, they needed it today, and we've got it. So let's go.
Okie dokie. To review the race, we must enter the DRS zone, where the D stands for drama, the R stands for results, and the S is something beginning with S. Okay, so for drama this week was a week full of drama.
Oh, so much drama.
It was fun.
Drama. I don't even know where a good place to start with the drama is.
Me neither.
I think the first thing and just the main point has been the rain. That's what set this apart.
Mother Nature said, "You want a little bit of spice? Here you go."
Yeah.
I don't know. This may be like a unpopular opinion. I actually really like the rain races, and I don't know if that's just me really liking rain, but like I like how it is kind of an equalizer and it kind of puts everybody on the same foot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I live in Ireland, so I actually hate rain because I get it every day. But it's not fun when you're walking home from the bus stop in Dublin and it's lashing outside. But I do love when it's lashing outside during a race because I think it shows who has skills rather than who has the good car, if that makes sense.
Facts.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I also think that I will say the caveat to that is I want a little bit of rain. I don't want a lot of rain. I don't want Spa 2021 flashbacks. Like we don't need that. We just need a little bit of rain.
Yes, we stay away from Spa.
I think this weekend was like a good amount of rain.
Yeah. Unless you're talking about F2, then that wasn't a good amount of rain. Well, at least no red flags for the race.
That's true. That's very true. I was expecting one.
Yes.
Yeah. They've been very hesitant with red flags in general, I think. Like, in qualifying, they bring them out, but in the races, they haven't really brought them out, even though there have been times where I've thought, that's kind of in the way. Jeddah. But, yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, I wonder why that is, because it seems like you would want to not be trigger shy on a red flag. You would think that that's the one, like, you would think that there should be more red flags than there are anything else, just for like a safety protocol, especially if they're trying to emphasize safety this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think when you have tracks that are a bit, you have space here versus Jeddah where there's no space. So like I would expect that if something happened in Monaco, they would bring out a red flag because there's no way you can move around that track safely if something's in the way. But thankfully we didn't have any red flags today. However, we did have over the weekend quite a few spins, people going off the track.
Oh.
We know what turn I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god.
Mm-hmm.
But it was fun to see the new cars in the rain because they haven't been in that environment before. Like the testing was done in the desert and then sunny Barcelona. They were definitely different, I think, than what the drivers expected.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know, it may have just been me, but I feel like there was some like hesitancy going into the weekend from the drivers just because they didn't know how the rain would work.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
The spinning is always fun. I personally really like to see it when they spin. I am a big fan of the spinning Ferraris. When they do it safely. They always tend to do it safely. I like to see them spin a little bit. It's fun.
Yeah, a little Esbinella is
always. Yeah.
But no, I think I'd rather see a driver pushing it and going over the limit rather than being hesitant and not trying to achieve full potential.
Rather than being too cautious.
Yeah. Speaking of spins then, who's our favourite spin of the week? No, I'm joking. But there were quite a few. Is there any that stood out I mean, we could say Charles today.
That one hurt.
Yeah. I don't know. I personally really from just a visual point of view, I liked Mick's spin in the race. It was good, and like he was fine afterwards, and like it didn't hurt him too badly. I don't think.
Yeah.
Poor Nando, but like, his spin was fun.
Yeah, and he was able to get back on the track, so it was okay.
Yeah, and I mean, other than like Carlos's was just tragic, and I feel so bad. I feel bad. I feel so bad for Carlos. He deserves all of the luck. Like, I want to see him win a race. I want to see it. I'm manifesting that. I'm putting it in the world. Please, somebody let Carlos Sainz win in this Ferrari this season.
Put that on the next candle, please, because he needs that.
Yes, next manifestation candle is Carlos winning.
Yes.
Gosh, he's so unlucky. The second DNF in 2 races.
I know.
Gosh.
And he just got the contract extension. It's like a curse, though. I swear, like, apart from Lando and Monaco last year, where he got the contract extension and got the podium, so many drivers get a contract extension and then something bad just happens. Like last year in France with Esteban, everyone was like, oh yeah, Alpine this weekend, let's go. And then he was screwed over, and it's like, uh-oh. It just seems to be a thing. But Carlos, he's in a really good car, so the fact that it's given out on him and he's having this bad luck with things that aren't his fault is really upsetting, because it's not like, say, he's in a midfield car where he needs a bit of luck. Like, he's in a top car. He should be doing really well.
Yeah.
I think Carlos just needs some time. Like, I think he'll be fine. Mm-hmm. I personally am not a superstitious person, but like you said, there are a bunch of curses in F1, and I don't understand why. Because you've got Carlos and his contract extension, and then today Charles and Monaco. I don't want to go there.
He deserves a win in Monaco.
He does. Maybe this year. Maybe it's this year.
He needs to just finish Monaco at this point.
And then Seb, apologize to the cat, Seb. Like, apologize to the magic cat. Take back what you said about him being chubby, because yeah, Seb had a better race today, but still, that cat, it cursed him.
Oh my god.
There've got to be others, right? Are there other curses that I'm just missing?
Max with Baku?
Oh, true.
Flat cap, Max.
Yeah. I think Danny finally overcame the Australia curse.
Yes.
Finally.
Thank God. But we have to stay on track as well, pun not intended. This is about Imola, so...
That's true. Oh, but overcoming curses, Nicky finally finished a race.
Yes.
He finally
finished a race. And he didn't cause
a
red flag or any incidents.
No, I'm so proud of him. I am so proud of you, Nicky. Good job.
There's a little debris, but that's no major.
It's fine. He finished. Nobody spun out or had damage because of him. We're great. It's great.
Good. Although Williams were kind of worrying me this week. This was another drama that came up. Alex's brakes just going on fire in qualifying.
That was
I don't know why they didn't tell him to just pull over. Like, if I seen fire, I would go, okay, let's pull over the car and get out of it. But they were like, oh yeah, he'll just make it back to the rest of the pits and stuff. And then we seen what happened. It just exploded. That was scary.
Surely they had an inkling that he was potentially going to catch on fire before he actually did, right?
I would have thought so, but I think he said that it just, like, they didn't get any warning from it. It was like the tyre drama in Baku last year. Like, there was no warning that the tyre was just going to go, and there was no warning that the brakes were just going to catch on fire like that, which is kind of scary.
He was, like, driving for quite a bit longer than I thought he would, with his brakes, like, legitimately on fire.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They wanted him to go back to the pit lane. I thought he was going to just pull over somewhere.
Flames coming out of the side of his car. Nope, still driving.
No, exactly. It reminds me of Brad and Lance. What did he say? Like, the whole car's on fire, Brad.
Yeah.
He's like, drive faster to put it out. Like, what?
No, Brad. You stop the car.
Oh, God. What other issues were there? I'm just thinking of qualifying. Like, oh my God, all the red flags for qualifying.
At one point, didn't the McLarens have problems? Not in qualifying, in practice. They had problems, right?
Daniel, something was up with his seat, I think.
Because I remember seeing them like pan over the garage, and it's literally just all of the tires off the car.
Yeah, there was something wrong with Daniel's seat. He got quite unlucky this weekend as well, because he qualified really well, and then it was just like a silly mistake, and it's something that can be, if it was a dry race, it would be easier to see, but in the wet, like, anything can happen, and that's what happened. He was so unlucky. And then when he put the hard tires on, he had nothing to lose, but he went from having a gap of 12 seconds ahead of him to then 20 seconds, and it's like, okay, this is the wrong decision here.
I have so many questions for the McLaren team and their strategies with him, because today was just like a giant, just like,
why?
Like, yeah, like why? Why are you choosing to do this?
Yeah. When he first pit, and I actually did like that, he kind of started the trend of everyone going on to slicks, and I thought that was good. He changed the course of the race that way. But when they put him on the hard tires, I don't know why they did that. I think that was a test to see, but it obviously did not pay off, because he was behind Lewis and catching Lewis at one point, but he just couldn't get up to him.
Yeah, there was like a minute there where he was like going really well, and then just no. But we love seeing Danny be an influencer, the little influencer that he is.
And
He'd
setting
love
fastest
that.
laps.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know that like over the course of the race, the fastest lap changes, but I kind of wish that they had just let him keep that for the rest of the race.
Yeah.
Man's needed a win.
Yeah. He wouldn't even get a point for it. That's the thing.
That's even more sad. More drama. Both Mercedes out in Q2.
Oh, yeah. That's...
It's spicy. Yeah. It's something.
Yes.
I don't want to say bad things, because I do really like, I like generally Mercedes as a team. Are they my favorite? No. Are the drivers my favorite? No. But like, I don't like seeing their downfall either all that much. Like, I don't want them to be the top, but I also, it's so sad watching them going from being the top team to fighting it for the midfield.
Yeah.
Yes. You would have thought that George would have had a better rookie year on Mercedes. Like, he's not doing bad, but you expected better.
You did, and then you look at Lewis, and they have the same car, and Todt was saying the car's undrivable, but if it's undrivable, why is George up there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to see George's reaction if he heard that radio message from Toto to Lewis.
Oh,
that'd be interesting to watch. Is it undrivable, Toto? Is it? Tell me. I don't think it is. I think you're saying that to make Lulu feel better. But like, does he need it? No, he's fine. He'll be okay. Like, he really will be okay.
Yeah. It was weird today, though. Like, they took ages to bring the DRS out. I think we all know that. But I don't know if with DRS he would have even gotten past Pierre, to be honest, because the way Pierre was parking his car and then Alex in front of him, there was no space for Lewis to go ahead anyway. He was stuck behind them whether he liked it or not. And I can imagine that's quite disheartening for him, but at the same time, it is kind of funny. I know that sounds bad, but it is kind of funny seeing a Mercedes stuck behind an AlphaTauri. It's just like, what? This is wrong.
Yes. It feels like we're in a different universe. Like,
yes.
Like a portal opened up and we're in a different universe. If you had told me last year when I started watching F1 that the second season I watched, it would be Mercedes is in midfield being stuck behind AlphaTauris, because he was stuck behind Yuki for a while too, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yes, he was.
I would not have believed you that was going to happen. I would have been like, no, you're kidding. Like, that's not real.
Lewis being lapped by Max.
Oh, that was fun.
Oh, so dramatic. So dramatic.
It's just like when they had the graphic on the screen, and like I hate the graphics. I'm not going to pretend to like them. They're terrible. Lewis was his own enemy at one point. Like Lewis be Lewis. But when they put the graphic up of like the gap between Max and Lewis is 77 seconds, I was like, why do we need this information?
But that's over 30.
Yeah. I would love to imagine that someday we could maybe have like proximity chat with the drivers. So like Max is just coming up behind Lewis on his radio, and Max is just like, yeah, get out the way, I'm leaving the race. And Lewis is just like, man, why is he here? And it's like, I'd love to hear them just like argue with each other. And then as soon as Max goes off into the distance, Lewis is just arguing with himself, because Max is nowhere near him now anyway.
That would be so funny. Like little airdrop radio message. I love that.
Oh god. Can you imagine what the radio would have been today between George and Valtteri? Because I swear, I was like, oh my god, Bottas, if you overtake Russell right now, like that would just be crazy.
I was rooting for VB. I was rooting for Valtteri so bad. I wanted it to happen.
I know.
One more copy and it would have happened.
I think it would have been so satisfying to see kind of like a redemption for what happened in Imola last year.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of the redemption. I want to see everybody who's been wronged get their redemption.
Yes.
It's just so much fun. It's so satisfying.
And I think if we're talking about redemption today, there's two drivers that stand out to me. The first is Yuki. I think Yuki really made up for his performance in Imola last year, but also just past performances in general. He was my personal driver of the day. I think he did really well. He was pulling off overtakes, and he wasn't making like risky moves. Like, he was very calculated about what he was doing. He wasn't just diving for the sake of diving. Like, he was thinking about it. And then 2, Lando in the wet, and he finally got on the podium. Yay!
Lando! Yay! I agree with what you said about Yuki. He was also my personal driver of the day. He just did a really excellent job today. It was a strong drive. I love seeing wide Yuki. It's so fun to watch. He held off Lewis for a while, and he had a great day today, and I think he deserves it.
Yeah,
absolutely. Now, even more drama, the Ocon unsafe release on Lewis.
Oh yeah.
That was awful.
It was bad. Like, that's not even his fault. That's the mechanics sending him out.
Well, yeah.
That was something. Them in the pit lane is scary. It scares me sometimes.
Oh my god, I feel claustrophobic looking at it. Like, I don't think I would be able to respond quickly enough if a car was just driving out in front of me. And like, remember Austria last year where Bottas just drifted through the pit lane?
Oh my god.
Imagine how scary that would be though if you were standing there as one of the mechanics. Oh my god.
Mm-mm.
Oh no.
Hard again, pass from me.
Imagine the proximity chat with Lewis and Esteban in the pit lane there.
Oh, that'd be so funny.
Lewis just like, hey man, that's some dangerous driving. And Esteban is just like, what? I did not do this.
How do we get this idea sent to the FIA and Formula One? Because I would like them to institute it immediately.
But we'll see. I'll write a very passionate letter to them.
Yes.
About why it would benefit the viewers and it would get the numbers up. Although in fairness, they don't want radio messages now from the team principals to race control. So, but if it's the drivers, it's not going to affect race decisions. It's just them. Like,
one of our Netflix.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Netflix would love it.
Netflix would love it. Dear FIA and F1, if you're listening, please institute this immediately, because we don't want it with the team principals, just the drivers. Just the drivers to the other drivers. Nobody else.
Yeah. And it's proximity chat, so it's only when they're nearby.
Yeah. You mentioned Netflix. Have they been in the paddock this season?
Nice question. I don't know.
I
haven't seen them anything about it.
I bet they would have looked today, though.
I haven't heard anything about them being there, and that's intriguing.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything, though, because I don't know for sure, but I would assume they would be. It's just on the down low.
I want to know now.
More pit lane drama, though. The slow pit stops, especially for Bottas. Can you imagine?
Oh.
He probably would have been past George had he not had the slow pit stop. I don't know what it is. I thought, was it maybe just Merc always giving the shit pit stops? But I think he's just that's another curse. Bottas and pit stops. He's just unlucky with those.
Please, no more of that.
I really thought we were past this. I really did. Apparently not.
Apparently not.
And then the last bit of drama I can think of was Charles's spin.
Oh. Can we?
When he got out of the car. God damn. Oh my god. That was so sad.
I am a Charles fan and I know nothing but pain after today. It was so sad to watch that. And then him in the waiting to get weighed, his that wrecked me. That absolutely wrecked me. Oh, I need him to do better. I need him to have a better week next week.
Yeah, I think
Miami, everything can happen.
Yes,
that's true. New track, no idea what to expect. But I think Charles, he's so hard on himself. Yeah. He doesn't even care about competing with other people. He competes with himself. We've seen it in Australia where he's like, can we go for the fastest lap? And it's like, you already have the fastest lap. Calm down. And he's like, yeah, but I want to beat it. No. Okay, no. But he would be so angry with himself. The whole I am stupid and stuff. And he's... I don't know. You can see the pain in his eyes. He doesn't go and blame his team straight away like some other drivers might. He takes responsibility for that himself. And I think that's very mature of him, but also he should be kinder to himself too. He's under a lot of pressure with the championship.
Right.
But
yeah. I actually really enjoy that he competes against himself. I think it makes him a really good driver. Just because, you don't see that competitiveness bubbling over into his relationships with the other drivers, and I really enjoy that because that means that you get to see them being friendly and chatting and having a great time, and then it feels like whatever happens for him on the track stays on the track, and so he can take that away with his relationships with the other drivers, and I really like that.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's not exactly drama, but it's a very, very, very sweet moment. Daniel going up to Carlos to apologize.
Oh,
yeah. I thought that was very nice.
Broke my heart a little bit. Him knocking on the door for the Ferrari motorhome, let me in.
Oh, Daniel and Carlos both have, the puppy eyes emoji?
Yes.
They have that kind of face, but Daniel's is more either he's staring into your soul or he's about to cry. And Carlos just looks shook all the time. So I'd like to imagine that they're just kind of staring at each other But yeah, I think Daniel felt really bad. He knew that Ferrari weren't his competition that day. That wasn't really his fight,
Yeah.
And he just took out one of the leaders, and it's uh-oh. But he was very respectful about it, and he went over and apologized, and I think that's really nice to see. I think more drivers could learn from that.
I agree. I'm sure at some point we'll get Mick apologizing to Fernando for that giant hole he left in his car on accident. But I seeing them apologizing after the race is so sweet. It's yeah, you race, but you are friends too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just human.
Yeah.
Just respect and kindness. Yeah. It's nice.
We love to see it.
We do. And I think it leads to a better atmosphere too. Because you're just seeing everybody be so respectful of one another, and that everybody has their own race and it isn't necessarily dependent on yours.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And it's just better for the sport to watch as well. Obviously people love drama, and Monza last year still kind of makes me laugh. With Max and Lewis and just kind of walking off yeah, he can get out. He's fine. But it is nice just to see kind of okay, I hate you on track. I want to beat you. But at the end of the day, you're still a human being just like me, and we make mistakes, and let's just move past that.
Yeah.
Please don't make this the next rivalry. I beg you.
Oh, yeah. At Netflix, please don't. We're okay. Because I think there was a point last season where it just kind of reached a fever pitch and everybody was just kind of tired of the drama, and it's seeing them be respectful it's so nice. It's refreshing. I want it to stay.
Yeah. I think the first result to talk about is just the Supermax domination the entire week.
Yes.
So
Grand Slam for Max.
Yeah. Grand Slam, and he's the first driver in Formula One to get 2 pole positions in the same weekend, which is pretty cool. I mean, obviously they haven't had the sprint round for a long time, but to be able to do that is very impressive when his car is arguably the second best on the grid.
Yes.
Right.
Super Max. We love to see it.
Max.
Super Max. And he got driver of the day, right?
Right.
He did, yeah.
Well, he did have a good drive today.
He did, but we didn't get a "haha, yes, boys" on the radio, which was sad. But he did put it on his Instagram later, so we got that there.
We can imagine it. We all know what it sounds like.
Exactly.
Haha, yes, boys.
So 2 pole positions.
Yeah.
Fastest lap.
Yeah.
Yes.
He won the sprint and the race and driver of the day, which is just insane. Like that is
overall a good weekend.
Domination right there.
He just said, I'm going to take all of the things and be the best this weekend. And I love that. Good job, Max.
He took that energy from Charles with the fastest lap.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. So he got like all of the points you can get, didn't he?
Yeah, he basically maximized his points, which he needs to if the Red Bull is going to decide to end its own race sometimes.
Yeah, especially after the 2 kaput races for him.
Yeah, exactly. He needed that. Like, he's closed the gap down a little bit, but it's nowhere near as close as it really should be. And it was really nice to see the Red Bull 1-2 today as well.
Yeah.
Checo was up there. He had a really good start. Oh my god.
Because Red Bull didn't have a 1-2 last season, did they?
Nope, it was a 1-3.
So I look at them; they're improving. They've got the 1-2, and I love seeing Checo on the podium.
Checo.
He always looks so happy.
Yeah. He really stepped up his game this year. Like, I know last year he was a good teammate and stuff, but his qualifying wasn't so strong. But this year he's really stepped up, and he's up there with Max, and at some points he's challenging Max. Like, at the start of this race, they were side by side, and at one point I thought Checo was going to try overtake him, and I was like, oh my god, please don't crash.
Yeah. I like that that's happening, though, because I want to see Red Bull have a constructors, you know? Like,
yes.
Because I think they missed out on that last year because Checo maybe wasn't ready to be teammates to Max. I don't know. That's me whatever that word is. Yeah, speculating. Speculating. So, like, I don't know. But I like seeing them together. It's cute.
It is. Yeah. It is. Like, I think Orla and I were saying they give me sibling vibes, you know?
Yes.
Like,
yes.
When your parents are out and then you're hanging out together and it's like, oh my god, did you see the mood that Mum or Dad was in today? Like that. When I see them, I imagine they're like that, but they're talking about.
Yes, the little side eyes at each other, like, oh my god, are you seeing this?
Yeah.
And then I guess we need to talk about Lando. I am so proud of him.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So proud of him. I know there are some people on the DRS team who will remain unnamed, did not think that he could do it this weekend, and I am so proud of him. I'm so proud of McLaren. Did not see it coming, and I'm so glad it happened.
Me too.
His little radio message, he did those little weird noises, but he was so damn happy. That warmed my heart so much.
No, it's just he needed that. Like,
yeah,
I don't like seeing sad, depressed Lando. Like, I don't think anyone likes seeing that. But I think that boosted his confidence. And again, he's similar to Charles. He's very hard on himself. So he should have a lot to take away from this weekend. And who knows? He could get another podium. It doesn't have to be a case of luck. It could be that he's confident with his car now and he's seeing the improvements coming in.
That's true. It's such a drastic change from where we were in Bahrain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, him being so like down about everything was scaring me a little bit. I was like, okay, Lando's unhappy, and like he's so unhappy that it's like, okay, he really doesn't think this car is good, does he? And I was convinced right there along with him. So it's nice seeing them go from the bottom of the bottom to P3 in 4 races.
Yeah, it's great to see. Like, they were best of the rest today.
Yes.
If Daniel hadn't had that accident, he could have easily been maybe P4, P5, P6.
let's ignore Daniel's performance for today because it makes me sad.
Okay, we'll keep with Lando then. But yes, McLaren are making good steps. I'm looking forward to seeing how they do now in the future.
Mm-hmm. I never left the McLaren train, but I have even more confidence in them after today.
Same.
Yeah.
You know who else I have confidence in? George Russell. He's doing great.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's smashing it. Good job, George. Honestly, coming into the season, I was like, oh, George is gonna win. It's gonna be fine. But then seeing Mercedes struggle a little bit, I was like, oh, maybe he's not gonna win. But no, I'm back. I think George Russell is gonna win a race, and you guys can hold me to it.
No, I can see that. I can see that. I think there would have to be some luck there because the Mercedes isn't there yet, but I can definitely see him win the race at some stage. I don't think Mercedes are going to give up. They will keep going until they're the best because that's what got them to be the best at one point. They weren't happy and they kept going. I think it is funny though, that radio message from Toto, the car's undrivable. And yet George is out here getting in the top few points, and it kind of makes you wonder what's going on. It's interesting though. And then his pit stop today, they were supposed to adjust his wing when he got off the inter tires, and they didn't. So he could have been even faster. He might have been closer to Lando. But he has been driving really well, and he's adapted quite quickly because I know they keep giving the two Mercedes drivers different setups each week just to see which one works better, which to me says they're still trying to figure out how the car even works if they haven't found a good setup yet that they can rely on.
Ooh, yeah. Nice. I kind of would like to see them give them both the same setup.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see, on equal footing, how it goes.
Yeah, I think so too. I think in a way it's motivating Lewis to try be better because everyone expected that, Lewis is going to be the leader. And I felt myself George is going to learn to be a second driver in this team. But now I think Mercedes are in this weird position that they don't have a first or second driver. It's just whoever happens to be there. And at the moment, George is up there and Lewis isn't.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all. I think if they were beside each other, there would be no, George move over, let Lewis through, or Lewis let George through. I don't think they have that really organized yet because they aren't expecting to be in that situation. So it's interesting if George becomes the number one driver. That would be spicy.
I do think that is an interesting setup for a team though, because it just kind of it lets your drivers do their things and then you put the emphasis behind whoever is doing better that week. I think honestly, if I were in charge of an F1 team, I would want to do something like that because it puts all of your trust and your faith into your drivers and you want to see that, and hypothetically that would give them more confidence in being better, and it could be a good way to build team morale too,
Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm. If you know your role is the second driver, you're not going to be as motivated because it's oh, well, I'm not going for a win here. It's just to be a teammate and stuff. But if you know, well, if I do good this week, I can be the number one driver, that might push them a bit more. And then it'd be good to see them actually challenging each other as well.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Lewis fighting with George and vice versa. I want to see them getting scrappy, which I don't know. That's the thing. They haven't been super close enough to have any kind of team orders or Lewis and Nico kind of battle. So it'd be interesting to see if, later towards the season, they become closer and more competitive with each other. But for now, I think George is doing an amazing job and he should be proud of himself. He's gotten a podium already as well.
Oh yeah, he has.
Next point is double Aston Martin points.
Hey, you forgot Alex.
Oh, right.
You forgot Alex.
You living in Williams, right?
Yes.
Don't forget Albano. I love him.
I'm so sorry. Personal apologies to Albano.
I'm so proud of him. He's doing great. I'm just happy seeing him back on the grid. So anything he does, I'm like, yay, Alex, good job.
Yeah.
But he's doing a good job on a Williams. I mean...
Yeah, I think he really suits the Williams. He's adapted so quickly to it, and he's I'm sorry, Rachel. He is outperforming his teammate, though. Like, it's crazy how quickly he's gotten back in.
I know you're right. I know you're right. I have said it to you guys, and I'll say it for the pod now. I will defend Nicholas Latifi until he is no longer in F1. He deserves it, and like that gets me flack, but like that's okay. I believe in him. That's all that matters. I believe in him, and when he does really great, all of you will see, and I will have done it for nothing. Like Alex is outperforming him, but I also just think that Alex is maybe better at being adaptable because of what has happened with his career in F1 so far, going from AlphaTauri to Red Bull and like leaving and now at Williams. Like he just seems like he's able to settle into whatever car you put him in really quickly, and I think that's working in his favor.
Yeah, I think that's a good strength. I think in the past he wasn't able to adapt. There was a lot of pressure on him, but I think the environment at Williams actually suits him a lot. I don't think it's necessarily a case of being able to adapt so quickly, but having the resources and the people around you that make adapting much more easy. And I think they really like Alex. Like, he's an upbeat character. He's quite cheerful and playful, and he gets along with Nicholas as well. And I think Williams kind of needed someone like that wasn't going to be, I'm not expecting to win the world championship with you guys. I'm not putting that crazy pressure on you. I'm here to do my best. And so far it's worked. He's just doing his best, and he's got a point. And then today he was P11. Crazy.
He is doing his best, but his best is really good. So keep it up.
He's gonna keep it up. He could even be on the top 8, maybe. Like, he's improving a lot. And for starting in the back of the grid, that's a lot.
It is. I think if he sorts out qualifying, he'll be good, because he has got good race pace, definitely.
For sure.
The Aston Martins both getting points, which is, I don't know if anyone expected that going into this weekend. I don't think Seb did.
I definitely didn't.
No.
It's great to see, though. I think now every team, like every constructor, has scored at least 1 point, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm wondering, was this a fluke for Aston Martin, or are they actually good? Because again, the rain, like if the qualifying hadn't happened with the rain and the red flags, would they have gotten as high as they were? But then you look at today and, okay, Yuki did overtake Seb at 1 point, but Lance was able to hold back a few cars behind him. So the Aston Martin is improving. I think it's just trying to find confidence in that car. If Lance doesn't get into incidents and Seb becomes more comfortable with the car, because obviously he missed out the first 2 races, they could actually be better than we expected. Like, we might have all underestimated Aston Martin, I think.
We might have.
100%.
I do also think part of that may be whatever's going on with that Mercedes engine, because as we've like progressed through the season, the Mercedes is like still doing fine, but like McLaren has gotten better. Aston seems to be getting a little bit better. So it's like maybe it's just they all need to take the time to settle into whatever's going on with the car setup and figure out what works that they really couldn't do in testing because it wasn't race format.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Yes, agree.
Because they're all kind of improving. So I don't know. Maybe that's just me being really hopeful. I hope that's what it is. And like even Alex, he's gotten better with the Williams setup too. Like, yeah, P11 is not as good as P10, but like still for consistency, that's pretty good.
Absolutely.
It is.
I like our consistent drivers. It's nice to have somebody you can like count on to be like in a certain range.
What did George say? Consistency is key. That's exactly it.
Okie dokie.
Something beginning with S.
Mine is definitely Seb and the Imola cat for Molino. I know I already mentioned it, but it is very important to me that Seb apologizes to the cat. Cats will rule the world, and I want Seb to do great, and I think that cat is the secret to his success.
I love that cat. I love cats in general, but I love that cat, and I love Seb. So, when you introduce your friend to your other friend and they become friends, and it's like, oh my god, yay, everyone's friends now. I want that to happen with Seb and the cat.
Yes. I mean, the cat was asking for Seb to come talk to him on its Instagram.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like we just all need to appreciate Formulino. I will,
Yes.
and I think Seb should too.
Yes, Seb. Show some love to Formulino, please.
It's not often that a cat wants somebody's love, so like, give it to them.
I can definitely back this up. I have a cat, and he just wants food. So yeah, if a cat wants love from you, that says something. And honest to God, like Seb is such a caring person. I can understand that.
I get not being a cat person, but if a cat wants you to be their person, you have to.
I'd love to imagine that Seb has like some dramatic past with that cat that we just don't know about. Like maybe he was on holidays in Imola before and he wanted to visit the track, and then all of a sudden the cat was there and it was in his way when he was driving or something. I don't know. Like there has to be some kind of past, because I know there was that interview as well, of course, but maybe there was something that happened in his past with cats and he's just like, no.
Okay, next S, it's Spain without the S for Carlos and for Fernando Alonso.
Oh.
That was ugly.
Yeah, that was very sad.
Spain without the S, Spain without the A, Spain and Spain. Okay.
Oh, pure pain. Like, I love both Carlos and Fernando. I think they're both great drivers. To see them go out because of silly things, it kind of frustrates me. And I'm a bit worried, like, it's very obvious what happened with Carlos, but with Alonso, like, it was a little bit of contact, but it wasn't huge. It was just a tiny bit of contact. But then all of a sudden, like, a few laps later, his side pod just decides to explode. And I'm just saying, it's a bit weird, you know? It's, if I'd nickel for every time that Alonso's side pod decided to explode, I'd only have 2 nickels, but it's a bit weird that it's happened twice. I'd be scared if all of a sudden there's just this poof sound and you look and it's like, oh, where's my side pod gone?
Yeah, I think my favorite thing was him on the radio asking, do I have damage? Yes, Fernando, yes you do. There's a hole in your side pod.
Yeah.
It does make me wonder about the other side pods though. Like, are they all crackly like that? I guess crackly is a good word. Will they all just poof like that if they are punctured?
Yeah, it's very fragile. Like, I think a few of the sisters, a few of the girls were watching IndyCar and talking about, like, oh my god, these cars, like, they don't break. Whereas in Formula 1, if you tap off each other, it's like you put on simulation damage in the game and then all of a sudden you get a DNF message. It's crazy. But, like, we haven't seen that happen to any other car. It's just been the Alpine so far. So it's a bit weird.
I guess nobody else has had their side pod rammed into yet.
Yeah, but Mick didn't ram into him. And actually,
No.
I think it was Esteban in Bahrain rather than Alonso. So apologies for that. But his side pod just exploded while he was driving down the straight. Like, it's a bit weird.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll ask who would probably. No, I don't want to jinx anyone, but we'll see. We'll see if something happens in Miami and if someone's side pod gets bashed into, will it just explode a few laps later or what?
We'll have to keep an eye on the side pods.
Yeah, because my mum, like, I watch Formula with my family, so I watch it with Toff or Orla, and then my mum and dad. And when the side pod come off, because Lewis was like alongside there, my mum thought, like, Lewis, did he crash into him? Oh my god! And I was like, no, mum, he's not that fast to crash and cause that much damage. And it's just true. But yeah, like, we thought, oh my god, was there contact there? Because it was just so sudden. Like, with Carlos as well, it was just unexpected. He thought there was enough space there, he was fine, and then all of a sudden he's out. And the thing I think that's really sad for Carlos is that Daniel was able to get back on the track and do the race. Yeah, okay, he had a shit race and he was like at the very back, but at least he was able to still go out and drive and get data and maybe try and help his teammate up at the top. Whereas Carlos didn't, and it was at Ferrari's home race. Like, that's just heartbreaking for him.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is. But the good thing about that, though, is Ferrari does have another home race.
Yes.
So, redemption in Monza for Carlos.
Yes, that will be the first win.
Yes, Carlos Monza winner 2022. Mark my words.
I am hoping for that just because I personally love all of the Monza winners. Like, you win in Monza and it's like such a fun win for the past several seasons. So, like, imagine Carlos getting his first win at Monza. Incredible. It would be incredible.
It would be. And if he was in the Ferrari, even better.
Oh,
imagine that fuzzy.
Exactly.
We need it. Dear universe, we're manifesting. Please let us have this. Please.
We're asking kindly.
Yes, asking very kindly. I will be very patient in waiting. I won't ask again. I promise. No, I will ask again. I'm not going to promise that.
Yeah, we're going to keep asking every single weekend.
Every single weekend. Maybe I'll make a little manifestation candle and light it every week for a few hours just to put the good vibes in the universe.
Yeah. The McCandle worked. Get a Ferrari candle. I don't know what to say.
I'll find me a red candle and I'll make one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Another S, the sprint race, it's back.
Yeah.
Another maybe unpopular opinion from me. I actually don't hate the sprint races. They're kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people hate them. A lot of people who've been watching Formula One for a while hate them, but I don't understand why.
Yeah, I think it's because it's such a short amount of time that a lot of people think, oh, I'm just going to play it safe and then actually do the racing on Sunday rather than try and make moves and then risk a DNF and then start from the very back on Sunday. I think that's why people don't like them. Like, people are very cautious in them. But now that they've added more points to it, I think we're seeing a lot more moves. And I'm probably not one to talk about it right now because I wasn't able to watch the sprint. I was out. But I do think that the change to the point system for it has helped a bit. Like, people are trying to actually gain some positions now, whereas before it was just play it safe, keep your quality position, don't make a mistake and risk a pit lane start for tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true.
I think you guys need to tell me then, what were some of the highlights from the sprint race?
Small potatoes, but my sprint race highlight was definitely Mick P10.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted so badly for him to continue on that and get some points today. But next sprint race, I'm just so proud of him. It makes me happy seeing him do well because I truly believe that he has it in him and he can do well. And I think Haas has the opportunity to let him do really well this year. I think the car is better. So that was a highlight for me.
Yeah, that's good. I think Mick will definitely get at least 1 point this season. He's definitely capable of more. And if the sprint race is a second chance for him to try and get more points, then even better.
Yes, I agree with that. I have it on my bingo card, my F1 bingo card I made, that he will get some points this season. So I actually need that one to happen so I can check that box off.
Manifest again.
Yeah.
The handle.
Oh. As an American, I am manifesting Haas does well this season. Last year, I did not want to because of obvious reasons that I will not go into. But I want them to do well. I think it's nice. I like seeing all of the teams battling. I like seeing them all do well. I like that there's a shakeup. And I personally, I think that's why I like the sprint races is because you get to see a little bit more of people driving, racing.
Yeah, and if you bought tickets, it's good bang for your buck as well. You're getting two races
true.
in 1 weekend. What about you then, Val? What would your highlight be for the sprint race?
My highlight for the sprint race, first, it's Fernando Alonso not starting the sprint race. That was a weird one.
That was a weird one.
He got stuck parked in there, and I was like, sweetie, you can start your car.
Oh no.
That was weird. And then Checo and Carlos making their moves up the grid. That was a good one too.
Yeah. I remember watching that now. Again, it's good to see them, it gives them a second chance to kind of recover places. And we've seen that last year in Brazil with Lewis. So I think that is another good thing about the sprint race. It gives people a second chance to try and improve if they didn't qualify so well. So that's good.
Yeah. I don't know. I like the sprint races. I liked them last season too. I know it's counterintuitive, but I like it's the opportunity to shake up everything that's going on. And you can get some people in unpredicted positions because of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And something that surprised me about that was Max's start in the sprint race.
Oh.
If I remember correctly, he is the first driver to regain the lead in a sprint race so far.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think it was the last 2 laps he overtook Charles.
Yes, I did not see that one coming.
Yeah, that just shows how crazy he was this weekend. But that was intense. Like, can you imagine if that happened on Sunday? We might not have had the same result we did today.
Oh, that's true. That would have been wild, though. I don't know. Today's race was kind of all over the place for me. Like, I woke up and it was chaotic, and then for a little bit in the middle there, it got kind of boring. I think that is because there was no DRS, but then at the end it got spicy again, and so I'm like, I don't know. Is today a toss? Like, how do I feel about today? Like, there's so many emotions.
Yeah. But, like, another thing begin with S is seriously, can we have DRS?
Seriously.
They took so long to bring that out. Oh my god. I was like, the track is dry. Why is there no DRS? The game would tell me by now DRS is enabled. Why are they not enabling it here?
For real. I immediately after the race, I saw a TikTok of somebody was like, things I could have done while we were waiting for DRS to be enabled. And like, the list was extensive, and I was like, yeah, there was so many things that we could have all done in the time we waited for DRS to be enabled.
That's I was like, did they forget to bring it out? Like, even the commentators are saying, where's the DRS? And that's like, I can imagine if Lewis was at the very back of the DRS train, he was like, can we please get it now? But then once they got it, obviously he couldn't get past Gasly because Gasly was behind Albon, and then blah blah blah. But I think it's interesting though, we got to see how close the cars still stick together without DRS,
which is nice. I guess that proves their point of making like faster, closer together car racing, right?
Yeah. Like, you'd think there was DRS every lap because they were all still behind each other in this train. We usually call it a DRS train, and yet we didn't have DRS for like 30-something laps.
That's so long to go without DRS, especially in the middle of a race when it's not raining.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you could see the drivers when they were still on inters near the start. They were trying to drive specifically on the wet parts of the track, so the parts of the track that weren't driven on. And that's why when we were watching it, my mum was like, is Lance weaving? And I was like, no, he's just moving over to the left because his tires are going to like cry out for help if he stays on the dry part of the track right now. So the racing line was completely dry, and then the rest of the track dried out, and they were like, but there's a tiny, tiny bit of spray. We won't bring out the DRS just yet. And then they took too long, and like, maybe it would have shaken things up a bit.
I think it definitely would have. I mean, if you're seeing the entire field driving on slicks, maybe it's time for the DRS.
Yeah. Race control, I don't know. Like, I know they're trying to improve it this year, but at the same time, I feel like a lot of their decisions are still just as questionable. It's just now they're not about personal drivers. It's just about other things. So it's not like you get track limits, but you don't. Now it's just, okay, everyone stays out or everyone doesn't stay out. Like, I don't know. Hopefully that doesn't happen again, where the drivers are just stuck without DRS and they're all like, what's happening here? Because I can imagine it'd be very, very frustrating.
I also think it's just like a little bit confusing because since you don't have that conversation between race control and the teams, like, you're not seeing the thought process behind why they're making some decisions and not making other decisions. And it's like, I get wanting to separate everything and it be cut and dry. I get that. I understand that. But also, if your drivers and your team principals are advocating that DRS could be turned on, people who are there and watching all of the stats and are on the track seeing how it's actually like working, maybe that's something that like is positive, and maybe that's the kind of conversations that you do need to make the race better.
Yeah. Sky were asking Christian at one point, like, obviously you can't talk to race control now, but if it were up to you, would you bring up the DRS? And Christian was, he was trying to play it safe. That's race control. And they were saying, oh, well, you must be, thankful it hasn't been, because maybe Charles would have caught Checo by now. And he's like, yeah, that's true. But I think even he was like, yeah, I think they should bring it out, but I'm not going to say anything because, one, I'm not able to talk to him anymore anyway. And 2, it's kind of helping us right now. He acknowledged that, you know, it would have helped Charles maybe get past or get closer to Checo had it been enabled sooner.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Because that's what caused Charles' spin. He wanted to try and get the DRS, so he took a bit of a risk. And obviously the risk didn't pay off with the angle he took for that turn, and then he spun off. Because he knew how important DRS was, because he didn't have enough time to build it up, because it hadn't been enabled sooner.
I lived in Florida. I want to talk about it. Like,
hell yeah.
I got Florida thoughts and opinions just in general. Does anybody have predictions for next week?
Yes.
Okay, this isn't a prediction. This is more just a hope, and I don't think it's going to happen, but if it did, that'd be really cool. I would love, no, I don't think it will be Mick, but it would be more like Big Kevin, has to get on the podium for a home race.
Oh.
Can you imagine how cool it would be?
That'd be so good. I don't know if I want him to have like a podium in Miami or for them to get it in Austin. I don't know which would be better.
Both.
Both. Maybe Austin, since that's where I am. But
yeah. But the thing is, because Miami's a new track, no one knows what it's going to be like. So it's not even just, we don't know where the cars are going to be. It's like we literally have never driven here before, let alone with these types of cars. So I can't really predict anything. The only thing I can say is it's probably going to be Verstappen and Leclerc on the front row, because that's what it's been like for most of it so far.
That's true. I don't know. That'd be fun, I think. I really just want to see all of the drivers bringing their best party attitude. I want to see them having a great time in Miami. It's going to be hot, so I hope they're all prepared for that. As somebody who used to live in Florida, I am telling you now, if they show up wearing jackets, be concerned about them.
That's going to be Lando. Lando's going to wear a hoodie and a beanie and jeans and runners, and he's going to have a scarf, and they're all going to be black because that attracts the heat as well. And then Daniel, meanwhile, is going to he'll probably wear a really baggy t-shirt and find some excuse to try and show off, which I'm not going to complain about. If Daniel wants to show off, I'm here for it.
I don't think they understand how hot it's going to be. I don't even know what the weather is supposed to be like, but it's going to be hot. I can bank on it being hot, and it's going to be humid.
It would just be interesting as well with the tires and the temperatures, how different that's going to be then. Because obviously, when you're somewhere like Qatar or Bahrain, they do the races, or Jeddah as well, at night because it's so hot during the day. I wonder then, how will they manage the tires and heat, and God forbid, are we going to have brakes going on fire and stuff?
Oh no.
Yeah, like you never know. You never know.
I hope not. I will also say there is the potential that Miami will get a little bit of rain, and I don't think everybody's expecting that, but like it's a Florida thing that every afternoon at like, it is more in the summer, but it's like every afternoon at 3:00 or so, you get like 30 minutes of downpour, and then it stops and it dries up and it's completely fine.
Ooh.
I don't think a lot of people realize that, especially probably not F1, because it's a new environment, but like it happens and you can pretty much count on it happening every single day.
Okay, see, that would be cool, because if people haven't lived there, and like I would say that's like my stereotype of Miami and Florida would be like, oh, it's sunny all the time, like it's beautiful. So that could be something that might catch out people if they're not expecting it. That's interesting, actually. Maybe we'll get rain. Who knows? Like, we've never been here before.
I would love it. Yeah, that's something that happens in just like Florida in general.
If they ever do a race in Ireland, it's going to be a wet race for sure. Just saying. We'll see. If they get a wet race in America, though, that would be kind of cool, because I don't think people would expect that.
Prediction now. A little bit of rain in Florida.
Yes. Please. And Lando will pit if it rains, if he's learned anything.
Yes, I think he's definitely learned his lesson.
Yeah. I want Lando to get redemption. I want him to win, and I would love him to win a wet race. I don't know why I couldn't say that.
That would be great.
And that would be good for all the McLaren fans, because I know McLaren have a huge fan base in the US. So imagine, this is the podium. This is not a prediction, this is hoping. Lando wins, it's a wet race. Kevin's on the podium. And if Mick gets up there as well, that would be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Will that happen? It will probably be Leclerc, Verstappen, Sainz, or Perez. Let's be real. They're the new ham verb bot.
I actually prefer that instead of Ham Verbat, though.
It's something new. Even if it's the same, it's something new. It's a bit different. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like seeing Ferrari do well. I grew up with Ferrari. I want to see them doing well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Will we have a Florida man story?
Oh, 1,000%.
Pierre Gasly, yes.
Yes.
Did you say Pierre Gasly?
Yes.
Why Pierre? What's his Florida man story?
No, he doesn't have, but he's going to have one in this Miami Grand Prix. I'm sure of it.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good point. How many of them are going to go to Disney before the race? It's not going to be 0.
No, definitely not.
I think Lando will go because Lando's just a grown-up child.
Somebody's going to Disney. I'm putting my money on it. I don't know who. Maybe Pierre. Maybe Checo. Maybe Checo will take his family. That would be so cute.
Oh, yeah. That would be very cute. See, I was going to say Kimmy, and then I remembered Kimmy isn't here.
Kimmy's not here.
Maybe Seb, but
maybe.
we would never know. We would never know.
But
good for him.
Somebody's going to go to Disney. There will be a Florida man story. I bet somebody is going to see an alligator too.
Probably Daniel as well.
Yeah.
If it's something crazy, just say Daniel. Like
yeah. Somebody's going to see an alligator. Somebody might even hold an alligator.
Oh,
Daniel.
No, I think Daniel will be scared. Daniel actually is quite scared of animals. I think I could see Mick doing that.
Yeah.
Because he was at the zoo in Australia.
Right.
It's not going to be Danny. It's not going to be Charles.
It's not going to be Lando. He wouldn't even be scared. He'd just be like, ew, I'm not touching that. That's gross.
Maybe Max. Maybe Max would hold an alligator.
Max would try and, fight the alligator. He would square up to that and be like, you what, mate? Try and fight me.
Yeah. I love this. I like all of these predictions. They're great.
Yeah. Are they predictions or hopes? I don't know. We'll find out.
We will find out. It's going to be good.
Thanks for listening to us rambling and commentating the race. If you enjoy it, please leave a 5-star review on Spotify, subscribe on YouTube, and please follow us on all of our socials. We are up to good things. We're on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. So we will chat to you in the next one. Bye.
Woo-hoo.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
We're done. We're out. We're good.
Yes.
We're done day. Let's go.
Okay.